Alright guys, this is time for the third game between WhiteRa and CatZ in this RSL Rhythmics 3. WhiteRa is up by 2 maps to none, and he's played very well in this series so far. CatZ not playing as well as I expected him to, but he's picked this third map being Abyssal City, so let's hope he has some kind of a plan here to try to come back in this series. WhiteRa is gonna spawn in the left hand side corner of the map as the red Protoss, and his opponent Roots CatZ has the blue Zerg on the right hand side of the map. It's only a 2 players map, so he's going to be able to scout immediately in the right direction. WhiteRa most likely going to go for the standard 9 pylon followed by scouting. Okay, I thought this was going to be one of those moments where I announce something and it just goes back in his main and mine. But yeah, he's going for the same thing as he went in the previous games, which is the early scout. And I wouldn't be surprised to see CatZ try to go for the hatch first again. I would actually like to see WhiteRa try to cannon CatZ hatch first, and then CatZ proxy hatch in the main of WhiteRa. This is my ideal scenario. And oh, this drone. Okay, this is actually the drone scout. He did not send this one to, like, you don't send it this early. You see he has no cash. He had 120. I'm not actually sure what the time is for when you want to hatch first. Okay, we're gonna find out. I guess now he did scout, so he's gonna have a bit less money, but this is after 2 minutes, I guess, when you want to hatch first. 2 minutes 10. I guess at 2 minutes exactly you could start the hatch if he hadn't sent this. And wow, actually if CatZ went for the hatch block here, it would have been really, really good for him, because WhiteRa did not make any forge early on. So CatZ is just going to try to block here for a little bit, as long as he can. And Nexus is pretty big, so it's not hard to go. Oh, almost losing the drone here. And yeah, WhiteRa spotted the hatchery, is just going to go home for now. And CatZ in this game, he's going to follow this up with a spawning pool at 17. He's not going for the third hatch like he did in the last game before the spawning pool. He's just going to play this a lot more standard than usual. And I'm not sure why that is, because he did see the Nexus first, so he knew he was going to be safe for some time. I don't know. WhiteRa adding 2 gases now, very shortly after his gateway. He's actually kind of skipped the forge here, but since he's scouting all the time now, he does spot the spawning pool, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a forge being thrown down right now. And I guess he could make a zealot as well if he sees links headed this way. And CatZ going for the proxy hatch here. WhiteRa is not going to be able to know about this for, I mean, maybe not ever. I think CatZ wants to go for the spine attack here. He just wants to basically time this hatch with drones being on the spot here, making spine crawlers, and then he starts creep spreading immediately, and then he can just move the spines over here and kill this entire wall. This is a quite common strategy on maps where you basically have to make a big wall like this that cannot be covered. Like for example, if you make cannons here behind and you have spines here, there's nothing you can do about it. You're going to lose your entire wall. But then it's all about how can you read what the Zerg is going to do after that. Is he going to all in? Is he going to macro? And can you adapt to it well? And we're going to see how WhiteRa adapts. WhiteRa does spot the hatchery making here. And if he makes cannons here right now, this would be very good for him. But he might be very scared of what's headed his way. We are going to have to see how he adapts here exactly. He might just go for a Stargate here as well, because this is a very common reaction. He's going for the cannons, as I said. Going to be attacking this first spine scroller. He realizes that there is no units here just yet, only a couple spines making, so he's going to pull a couple of those probes. And this is very good for WhiteRa right now. He's doing a lot of damage on the spine crawlers. He's going to get a cancel on both of them. And this is looking very bad for CatZ here. More stalkers being made right now. I think WhiteRa is going to be able to get enough stalkers to kill almost anything here. But CatZ, he gets a lot of stalkers, Zerglings, I'm sorry, out here. He does snipe one of the stalkers. There is another one that's alive here, but I mean the damage has been done. CatZ has sniped a lot of those probes. Is up to 24 drones against 30 probes right now, so WhiteRa does have an advantage, but I think CatZ is just going to try to bust this here. He's going to send his spines, burrow them in the range of that one cannon, and then just cover them with Zerglings as much as he can. He also already has 2 queens here. He's making a third one. That's going to be a lot of transfuse available for those queens. Oh, one of them might get sniped here. He has to be very careful. Transfuse at the last second here by CatZ. Really nicely played. WhiteRa are now pulling more probes, but there is a bunch of Zerglings, queens, and those spine crawlers are going to be burrowed right now. So WhiteRa is actually going to lose a lot of those probes. He's going down to 26 probes to the 34 drones of CatZ right now. One transfuse almost available on this one. And he has to pull back a lot of those queens. Okay, 2 of them are very low HP actually, but he's going to be able to transfuse them soon. This one cannon and this stalker should be able to get rid of his spine crawler, but another one is going to burrow here. He actually chooses to transfuse the spine crawler. I like this choice because he's going to buy more time for this one to burrow, but actually this one is going to die as well. Okay, I want to see. Okay, Cryptomore. Wow, CatZ is every step ahead in this game. Every time I'm thinking something, I just look at what he's doing. Henny's already done it. He did take 2 gases in his main. He have a very little saturation in there, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see some heavy tech units, either Infestor or Mutas, to follow this big attack with sacrificing his queen for nothing. There is no speed being researched right now for CatZ. He's just going to go from there, try to get a little bit of a crisp spread going here. And WhiteRa is sending out a probe out on the map. He wants to confirm if there's a third hatch. He wants to know what does CatZ transition into from there, so that he can adapt. He's added 4 more gates actually. So he's already at +1. He has warp gates. He's going to be able to warp a lot of units. And he's going for the proxy pylon near CatZ's third here. He's just going to be looking to make a whole bunch of units and strike on his third and kill it. And then if it's 2 bases against 2 bases, WhiteRa has been getting a lot of probes out. He's behind on workers, but I'm sorry. If he's behind on workers, it means that CatZ has been running a lot. And if CatZ has been running, well, he has no units. So really nice plan here by WhiteRa and Reed as well. Roach Warren is on the way for CatZ. I wouldn't be surprised if we see an infestation pit following this, just because he's made 4 gases very early on here. And you're going to have to spend that gas somewhere, man. Okay, speed being researched. So this is... I thought CatZ might just die from this attack, but I feel right now that he actually has a shot, because he's making a lot of units. Even if he didn't see this attack coming, I guess his third has to die almost for sure here. But you know, if CatZ catches those 2 stalkers, then he will realize the pylon is here, and then he can just get the pylon next. And those units, they're going to be trapped here. He just has to get a lot of rushes. No, you shouldn't move out here. They're going to die. Wow, really nice defense here by WhiteRa, warping the Zealots in clutch positions, protecting the pylon from the Zerglings. CatZ is running all those overlords into the units of WhiteRa right now, and this is very bad for him. WhiteRa is virtually no tech, no robo, no Twilight Council was made. He's just basically warping units out of his 5 gates onto this pylon. CatZ gonna get the pylon maybe here. He does get it, nice. And WhiteRa pushing through right now. He doesn't have that many force fields. CatZ baiting one of those force fields really nicely here, taking position behind so the Zealots cannot even attack here. And WhiteRa, he has to pull back right now, but CatZ, he has speed on the way, he has burrow on the way as well, which is not halfway through done yet, but almost soon. And Pathogen Glance, so he's going to be able to take 2 Infestors. He has a very nice drone count with 47 to 44. He lost a couple of them here, and he was forced to make a few spine crawlers here. So this is still kind of equal. WhiteRa did such a good job of making probes in the meantime that he's actually not behind. If he hadn't made this many probes, it would have been pretty bad. But WhiteRa, his third base is going to be blocked by creep here. This is going to buy a lot of time for CatZ. And do we have a robo? Okay, robo plus Twilight Council was made, but the robo is very late. As you see, we are at the 13th minute. Can you believe that? And CatZ is actually going to take this middle base. That creep spread is really nice because it gives vision to CatZ, and this is just so powerful for him in his game. Infestors, I've entered the game, 5 of them so far, 2 more of them on the way, and CatZ is just taking 2 bases right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for this Infestors plus Link mode right now, just because he already has a couple of roaches. It would be useless to get many more. It's just better to make Infestors in general. But then since you spend all your gas, you can just make Links as well. Blink being researched for WhiteRa, +2 as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if WhiteRa hits a big timing here, just because after he made the initial huge amount of probes that he did, he's been cutting probes now for quite some time. And he's gathered a very big army. If he can hit the timing with 2 or 3 Immortals and +2 and Blink, this would be very good for him. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't have to make a third Nexus. He can still make a third Nexus as well and still hit a big timing. So we shall see what WhiteRa chooses to do. And actually he's making charge right after making Blink. So that makes me think, okay, I was going to say that he was going to drop and make Zealots and try to do some damage, but since this is WhiteRa, and he really likes to use War Prisms offensively, whether it's for reinforcing with your army or attacking, I wouldn't be surprised if he just wants to make a big attack, have his War Prism with him. Oh, but those units are going to be caught here. Nice burrow. Yeah, since he's making charge, he's gonna be aggressive for sure. Like, you don't get charge if you want to be passive, or then you just do like small drops of Zealots and try to snipe stuff. But in this map and in this situation, I don't think it will be very good, because CatZ could defend against that very easily. WhiteRa adding a lot more gates right now, and we do not have a Templar Archive. Okay, actually we do. Okay, what is WhiteRa doing? I thought he was going to go for that big timing, but so far he does not seem to want to move out. He might be waiting for something. I'm not sure if that something might be Storm. Since he already has a bunch of Stalkers, he has 2 Immortal, a third is on the way. Maybe he's going to go into Zealot Archon mode and just do a big attack. Or maybe he's just going to turtle this WhiteRa. I mean, it's up to him. He does whatever he wants. 4th base here for CatZ. The 3rd base in the middle of the map. I think CatZ should start spining up very soon here, because WhiteRa has a very scary army. If he was to attack and CatZ fights straight up, even if he has a lot of Infestors, this would be very hard for him to win. He would have to throw a lot of Infested Terrans first and then Fungal, but yeah, without spines, very hard to win with tier 2 Zerg army against a big Protoss tier 2 army. And CatZ is already taking to Hive. Well, what am I saying already? This is the 17th minute, but this game been very different game than your usual PvZ so far. So that's why everything is kind of late for both players. Spire is on the way as well for CatZ. A War Prism, there we go. That's the WhiteRa we love and know. War Prism being made here. Stargate, +3 ground weapons is being researched. And I think WhiteRa is actually thinking about the very late game right now, just because he's making this target. He's thinking about Mothership, but I still think he's going to try to make something happen before that. Just because right now he's making this War Prism. But this is either going to be a big Zealot drop to harass or maybe snipe the Greater Spire, or it's going to be a Templar drop. WhiteRa being a Brood War player. Okay, actually this is going to be a Zealot drop. I kind of missed it. And usually when you do this, you do it in the main and you hope to find the Spire. If you find the Spire morphing, it's like Christmas. You just surround it and snipe it. But CatZ is going to be able to spot this immediately. And as you see, he's sending his Infestors to defend this very nicely. Spine Spore, very nice against DT. Always need to be ready for DTs. I remember there was a time where WhiteRa was using DTs almost every game. He doesn't do it anymore, but it's still always nice to be ready, better than to not be. And with some pretty cool fungal, CatZ is going to repel this. Storm is on the way, and a Fleet Beacon as well. Let's look at the army supply. 108 for CatZ, 96 for WhiteRa, 68 drones for CatZ, 69 for WhiteRa. I would like to see at least 10 or 15 more drones for CatZ. Okay, actually he's making 5 more right now in the production tab. 2 melee upgrades is being researched for CatZ here. Oh, and he's going to do a big run by here. Big mistake here by WhiteRa, not realizing that this was not sealed off. And this run by might do a lot of damage. Zealots joining into the fray immediately, cleaning up the Zerglings, but those roaches, WhiteRa is going to need main force to clean them. WhiteRa now coming in from behind. CatZ has to not overextend. I think he might lose all of those roaches, which could be disastrous for him because he doesn't have the greatest economy, as I said before. He's on only 61 probes right now. Sorry. Those roaches are going to burrow here, and I think WhiteRa does not realize that they did. So he's just going to move and attack. Maybe he does. WhiteRa right now looking to attack before Broodlords enter the battle. 9 Corruptors are on the way. And okay, he actually already morphed the Greater Spire. So his Corruptors are a bit too late. He didn't time them very well. And WhiteRa is going to meet this hatch, which should be cancelled on time. I think CatZ has to sack this base just because his Broodlords are too late. And he shouldn't morph them in here. He should go above this cliff. Oh, he chooses to morph them here. I'm not sure I like this. I think I don't like it. I'm pretty sure I don't like it. Just because this army is so big, he's going to get rid of this base and then he's going to move up there. I guess the Broodlords are going to be out on time, but this is not a great position at all for CatZ here to be in. There is so much. Okay, look. WhiteRa is just moving on up now. Those Broodlords didn't finish morphing, so they're going to finish morphing after a lot of those infestors have already died. Great feedbacks here by WhiteRa. I would like to see a couple of infested Terrans to help those Broodlords. Oh, WhiteRa is actually losing everything somehow. I thought this would go a lot better for WhiteRa, and I guess he didn't realize that those Broodlords, they were morphing here, and he could have just moved up and sniped a lot of those infestors, I feel. If he sniped at least 5 more of those infestors, WhiteRa would be really far ahead right now, just because he sniped this base. CatZ does not have any minerals in his main. His expo is already almost mined out as well. This does not even have the usual 8 mineral patch. It has only 6. And WhiteRa having a force on the way would just be at a huge economic advantage. Nice fungal here, catching those Templars. 4 of them are going to die. This Immortal maybe as well. Oh, 21. 5 HP. And CatZ trying for a link run by here. WhiteRa does warp on time. Those links might have been able to get in, but CatZ chooses to pull back. He does snipe one of those Archons, and then he's going to pull back. And those Broodlords, they look quite unstoppable right now for WhiteRa has. He has only Zealots. Zealots don't fare too well against Broodlords, man. CatZ going here for this base, maybe to snipe it. Oh, this is... Okay, this is a good move now, just because WhiteRa has almost nothing, but if CatZ... I mean, if WhiteRa had enough units to kill those Broodlords, CatZ really would have needed those links to be around here to defend them. And yeah, CatZ targeting this Nexus here. WhiteRa does get back on time, and CatZ is just going to push through the main, sniping all of those gates. If he gets the Templar Archives, the Fleet Beacon, and even the Robo, this would be very huge. Just because right now this is so costly for WhiteRa, and he does not have a team to defend. Oh, spawning a lot of eggs into those Templars. I think he killed one of the Templars, and those 2 more, they were forced to morph into an Archon. CatZ in a great position right now. He has enough spines at this base to defend it for a long time. Long distance mining at his force base, and yeah, he has a lot of queens and stuff. Oh, but the mothership was made here by WhiteRa, and CatZ doesn't have Neural Parasite. The mothership killing this Infestor right now, and the Infestor does not have time to warp any units here to help and try defend. CatZ should be well aware right now that there is a mothership headed his way. I'm not sure why he's not pulling back. Maybe he wasn't looking at it. That would be a huge mistake. If he gets vortexed and those Archons get in, it will be disastrous for CatZ. And the mothership is headed straight for them. Oh, I think CatZ has to be looking at those units right now. The mothership kind of catching up to those units, and those Archons, they're just going to snipe everything. Did WhiteRa just win this game somehow? Those Infestors, they're going to avenge their Broodlord brothers, and they're going to snipe this base as well as a lot of those probes. But yeah, this army of WhiteRa is going to be extremely hard for CatZ to deal with. This infested Terran killing everything right now, and I think WhiteRa is going to want to cut income of CatZ of this base immediately, as soon as possible, just so that CatZ has such a hard time remaking Broodlords. WhiteRa is aware that CatZ right now, he has a lot of Infestors, but Infestors alone cannot win games. You need Broodlords as well with them. So right now, CatZ is making a lot of roaches. He feels he has to fight right now. And right he is, because WhiteRa right now is moving in. Really nice fungal here by CatZ. And WhiteRa does not have much income left. He has only one mining base. Oh, Vortex might go down here. And he catches a lot of stuff, but the Zarkons have to get in. I thought that those roaches would try to fight the Zarkons for as long as possible, but no, finally they do get in. 2 blue lords are in the making. He needs to move the spines and maybe even this spore. And I guess Archons against Infestors are not too relevant, and those queens, they're crushing this mothership. 150 units. He's killing a 400 units. Mothership right now is 34 HP. Couple infested swarm eggs are being made, and the mothership goes down. 5 Archons are left, and 1 Zealot and 1 Stalker for WhiteRa out in this fight. WhiteRa has enough cash to make a couple more Archons, but he has to finish this game right here, and then if he wants to make sure he wins, just because CatZ is oh, he actually didn't lose the hatch here. And CatZ does not have much drones left, 39 to the 37 of WhiteRa. CatZ's units are dying slowly. This one Broodlord with 15 HP up the ramp was able to do great work here. WhiteRa might be able to snipe it. Last shot. Oh, yes, he does get it, but he does not have enough units to come back in this game. Look, he had only this base mining. I guess, oh, he couldn't, oh, okay, I understand. He couldn't remake a mothership. He lost the fleet beacon. So yeah, this was it for WhiteRa. And really nicely played by CatZ here.